Hello people YouTube, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Pixelated Golfers Association and PGA Tour 2K21. I'm actually going to have to try and... My cat is sitting up in the corner of my screen, if that's the wrong button. I've actually noticed every time I get into my television it's a different screen setting. So I end up losing a little bit of the screen, which is kind of annoying, but... need to go down to... Oh, my cat's watching every movement. Need to go back there, that's it. So yeah, I actually got a comment from... Oh, I need to get rid of this menu button. 2 seconds, there we go. I actually got a comment on an old video. It was a PGA Tour 2019, which maybe over a year old. And somebody was asking about commentary, question mark, and I think it was episode 2 of my PGA Tour career mode. I don't always record commentary. I really should be doing a lot more commentary than what I actually do. Sometimes it's just really the time of day, or if there's people in, or it's not always possible to record. So last week I didn't play TGC Tours. This is the second round. I call this the Pro-Am. I basically set up the same course. Not really the same conditions, but I get the course and probably the tee boxes set up. Turn this volume down a bit.
Final round is about to begin. Don't let John
Catch
down.
right in front of my screen. I'm not going to be able to see my shot meter, which could be interesting.
John will always love you.
Oh, he's on the move. He's on the move. Right, Vader, move. If you're going to sit, don't... Has this practice? I can't see. I honestly cannot. That's it. Practice swing. Okay, that's decent. The cat has now vacated the television, which is always good. A couple of practice swings. Just want to get going, really. First round of today, which is Tuesday.
All right, first
Mind you,
drive
this
is
isn't
away.
pro settings,
Have a
which
good round.
I'd rather be doing master settings, but it's all about really the tempo. So yeah, I don't always do commentary videos. I really should do a lot more.
We've got about
especially when I play golf.
yards to the pin.
So interesting news on the digital golf realm, that EA Sports has announced a PGA Tour licensed game. Now the interesting part about that, and I was probably going to make a separate video in this, but I find it interesting in the sense that they've got the PGA Tour license. Now I don't know if... Is it possible that two games could actually use the license on similar platforms and stuff? I don't know if that's the case. But quite interesting to hear that EA Sports are coming back. Right, what do we want to hit here? Maybe go full power. Just slightly fast. It's going to catch the edge.
Right. Come on.
Bounce. It's got a bad bounce. But yeah, it's interesting to hear that EA Sports are back.
Well,
quite interesting though. The conclusions I got from
Setting up here now for
2K just announced like a couple of days back that Tiger Woods was going to feature in some form or fashion in future games, or this game. I don't think it's this game. I think it's future games. And then just after that, EA Sports announced that they were coming back with a golf game. I found that to be quite interesting, and a number of levels. And as I say, they do have... They do have the official PGA Tour, which I find really interesting. That's the part that's kind of got me thinking, and a lot of the other things, other stuff.
Looking pretty good.
Oh, that was so whimsical. I think if I wanted to play... That's why I don't maybe do commentary as much, because I do tend to not really look at what I'm doing.
Well done.
Bogey.
Sitting at 4 under for the round.
But yeah, I find it quite interesting that they just announced Tiger Woods for 2K and obviously PGA Tour licensed EA Sports game, which I think is very interesting. You know, I'm quite interested to see how that develops. The thing is, 2015 was when Rory McIlroy came out, and Rory McIlroy was a game that was kind of branded a bit of a failure, and it kind of was a failure. I think because Tiger Woods had denounced himself from EA Sports, and Rory McIlroy stood up to the plate, I think a lot of people were kind of bummed a little bit that Tiger Woods wasn't featuring, which I can see why, but I thought the game itself was kind of okay. It wasn't like the best golf game ever, but it got better. You know, they did release other courses. The game was very skimpy at the start. Wasn't really a lot to it. And what I find interesting as well, I think EA pulled it from I think it's 2018. They pulled it from the digital store. So, you know, you're talking about, you know, 3-4 years of a kind of a period where they weren't really involved in golf. But the thing I'm kind of thinking about as well, I mean, how long have they been building this game? You know, have they been kind of working backstage a little bit, getting things ready? Yeah, it's quite an interesting thing. And it is good that there's going to be 2 golf games. The only thing I'm a bit dubious of is obviously they've got the contract for McIlroy. I think Dustin Johnson as well. Is Dustin Johnson in this game, 2K?
And looks like
I had him in my last game purely because I could actually edit names.
Here's a putt for
this
eagle.
game you can't edit names, so I don't know. I don't think he is actually. So there's a bit of a divide, which I've never really liked. I'd rather have one game that's got everybody in it and we're all happy, but it's going to be interesting. What's the screen speed? 144. So I'm going to keep tabs on it. I may make a separate video on my thoughts. Oh, a bit more. That might just have missed actually.
I feel for you.
It may have grabbed the edge, but
sensational.
Is that a bounce back birdie?
All right, let's give this a tap and be on our way. Great way
so
to
actually,
back. Nice
I played yesterday. I did play the Apex Hounds Fantasy Society. He did play the Predator 2. And I kind of, sometimes what I like to do, if there's a guy that's on YouTube, I'll play along as he's playing. It kind of gives you an insight to the hole, but he was actually putting me off because he played kind of poor and he's playing really quick, which was kind of put me off a little bit. I did finish over par on it. It's quite a difficult course, but I made silly mistakes as well. 197. It's going to be playing that. I can't really be short. If I'm short, I'm going to be off the green. The 187 could be actually quite good. I think 187 hitting pretty much full, I think, should be the shot. I've not really judged the wind at all, and it's really short. It's not too bad. It did roll on a little bit.
Well, you're not going to hit every green today. That's all right.
So I do plan on playing TGC Tours this week. I took a little bit of a break last week. I just felt that things were rushed a little bit, and I really didn't have that feeling for the course. It's too much. So I just didn't play it. I like to get these practice rounds in. It gives me just a feel for the course. I'm not really too bothered about playing well on these courses. I just like to get, you know, what kind of holes there are. Is there any trouble holes? Like, you know, can I carry that bunker? Can I not carry the bunker? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I also did post up the
Hopefully we can get
PGA Tour career mode video. which was the Players' Championship, and I absolutely bombed out the last round.
And the putt
But to be
drops and we're
honest,
moving
I was
on.
so disappointed with the Players' Championship. The green speed was like 114 or something.
We've gone
It was
up to
so
4 under after
slow, the
that hole.
greens. And I really do struggle on quite slow greens because you lose the feel. You don't have that sort of, you know, you read the break, you're really putting through the break quite a lot, and you lose a lot of feel. I mean, that being said, I'm kind of sounds as if I'm making an excuse, but
In this hole, we got a
I really just don't
tailwind to
like
deal with.
slow green speeds. But for the Players' Championship, I mean, really, I don't know why they had it that set, and it should never have been. It's a primary event, and it's basically fast greens. That's what you expect. So we're trying to kind of get the DNA of this course, trying to find out where we need to be.
Well, that'll work for you.
To me, that's a worthwhile
And
drive.
second
You've only
shot
got
here
a
on the
sort of
4th.
splash shot to play. So we should have a decent amount of control here, although we are slightly downhill. I just reckon this is, if I hit this full, I think it's going to go the distance we need. Yeah, we just pulled it a little bit fast. It's kind of ran on a little bit. Sometimes those shots, you play it and it ends up really short.
Bird.
But we're coming from a downhill Y, so we probably should have factored that in a little bit. But a decent attempt here at a birdie. It's not a terrible, huge break on it. Oh, just made it. I actually thought that was going to miss. When it got to about 5 foot from the hole, I thought it was missing. So bogey, birdie, birdie. Not the best of starts. Even part. Bit of a shaky start. It does seem quite a playable course. I feel sometimes when I get into TGC Tours mode, I'm either really focused and I seem to play better
let's see what we can do
under those
off
conditions.
the tee here. It's a long par 4.
Great contact. Nice swing.
Not bad. I don't know if
you might need to take an extra
103
club
yards,
on this one.
decent.
That green
20,
is pretty
20 foot
elevated.
up. So it's playing 110. That wind's going to knock it back to 102 to the pin. It's slightly uphill, so I think I have went to purple clubs. I've kind of been like going between gold and trying to have a bit more sort of play. I possibly might actually go back to some of the gold setup. I don't really feel there's that much of a difference, if I'm honest. There is a little bit more like give with the gold clubs, but it's not a huge amount. Maybe deal off this a little bit. I feel with that uprise, it should knock it down a little bit. Come on, baby.
I hope you dialed in a bit of backspin.
Oh, just spin a little. Nice. Perfect.
That was a sweet approach shot. Well done.
This could be a birdie on the scorecard.
Just hit it straight. It was going to drift a bit to the left, but it's that short putt.
Let's get on a streak here.
So, bogey, birdie, birdie, birdie.
Par currently.
So we're now 1 under par. So let's try and South Stand's 15 under par through 10. So, yeah, we're going to have to make a little bit of a jump to get anywhere near him. But
wind is definitely a thing on this hole.
But the course is there's some interesting elements to it. Like this little bunker here is quite good. I may actually play an intentional draw. And we get it perfect. I did that actually one of my, I think it was TGC Tours. I think I actually missed the cut, and I wanted to play a grey fast, and I ended up playing it perfect.
Yeah, that'll work.
And it went into the water.
Okay, this is about 160
Not a bad
or
setup
so
here,
to the
actually.
pin.
So what we've got, numbers, 3 downs, it's playing 160, wind is going to take that up to 174. What about downhill? I think the 16. Sometimes into the wind I like to play a little bit more club, because sometimes you do lose a little bit more in the air. It's riding high. Is it going to be short? Oh my god, that's pitifully short. Yep. Yeah.
A little wayward on the approach.
I
That's
don't
all
know.
right,
Did
though.
I really look at the
Okay, here's our
where it
third
was?
shot.
The lie? This is quite awkward. Come on. Sit. That's not bad. It kind of rolls on a little bit.
All right, drop this on in and save your par.
Difficult putt here. There's a little bit of break on it. We really need to think how we're going to hit it. Yeah.
Unlucky.
Oh, really should have had it a bit firmer.
Just 3 feet left.
I think sometimes with those putts, I'm kind of in between hitting it firm and hitting it kind of soft.
And that will do.
Bogey. We've yet to have a par.
Okay, 5 under par at the moment.
Oh, level par. Not the best of starts. Birdies are good, but the bogeys are just killing us at the moment. Couple of bad putts, but a bad putt at the first
We got a
hole
left to
actually.
right breeze on this hole.
Yeah, it's a very drivable par 4. I might actually play this one a little bit of draw, I think, with an intentional fast.
Oh my, you hooked
Maybe
this
not
one.
red fast, maybe a grey fast would have been the order. Because that's just dragged us into the bunkers. To be honest, it's not a bad shout from there. We'll be able to utilise
from
this
the
this
greenside
silver
sand.
wedge,
That's
which I think
nice
is just
out here.
phenomenal. We just deal off to a touch. We're going to hit this full. What shot? Nah.
And for a score of 6 under on the round, if you sink this.
Misjudged that one. Putting through the shadows always difficult. There's a lot going on in the screen. Come on.
This one's on a good line.
Oh, you dirty dog. That was
I believe
that
this
was
is for your
almost. I
par.
thought that was in pretty much all the way there. Just grabs the edge, but
And
not
that
enough
puddle drop.
to sink it. So we finally got a par, where we really should have got a birdie.
And that's going to keep you at 5 under.
So feeling pretty good. I've been playing the last few weeks really well. I mean, the round I had on Sawgrass on the PGA Tour career mode was just a terrible round of golf I played.
Okay, 8th hole
Just
coming up.
you get those kind of rounds every now and again. I think I should chase up. Is this going to be too much?
Great
I'm going to hit it
contact.
soft, so we've got 100%, perfect. Needs to maybe catch a bit of slope. Yeah, it's going to run by. It's going to be another long putt, but... Oh, come on.
Okay, second shot
just
here
caught
on
that
the
slope
8th
there.
hole.
Usually would go for the chip here, but this splash shot is pretty good from here.
Okay, time to finish this one off.
Now another par.
Just to tap in on this one.
So front 9 is not really... I'm
You're
not doing
still
much here.
right there at 5 under par after that hole.
It's actually a classic first opening 9 holes of today. That's why I should really play a practice round somewhere, but I just really want to get this kind of one in the bag sort of thing.
And here we go on the 9th.
Because it does take 30 minutes to play a round of golf, so you don't really have that much time in the day. Okay, we get the red fast. I wanted a grey fast, but that should play. Quite a nice design of a hole. You know, it tightens at the right bit for a
Good job.
driver, and you kind of got to shape it a little bit off the tee. Okay, you can easily get there. That wind though. Oh no, I thought that was 238. It's 288. Right, okay. That's probably just gonna weigh this up short of the green. Should be perfect. And that should give us some kind of
Good one.
splash shot. Just
Setting up for our 3rd shot.
37, 5 up. Right, the 34 should be good here. I'm kind of probably going to hit it full. I thought it was going to turn over just a little bit.
6 feet to the cup.
No, it should be a very makeable putt here.
Boom, and that's your 4th birdie of the day.
So front 9 is, we finish the front 9 1 under, 35
After that, when you're at 6
1 under
under.
par, so 6 under for the tournament. TGC Tours, I don't think that would really. In fact, wait, I'm going to check the. I'm going to check the scores and the doors. See what. I don't know why I went into emails.
This one's a
See
par
what
4
the
hole.
shooting is. Am I in the right thing? Wait till we see CCD. Oh, I'm not got the. I need to refresh. Let's hit the driver here. Good wind here. Nice coming off the back of us, which is always good.
Oh man,
Don't mind hitting a wee
Just-
fast.
tapped that one.
Right, leaderboard. Let's see what the scores. So the leader at the moment is 18 under par, 64-62, which is actually not that
This looks like
that
about
bad. I think the
120
course is
yards to
playing
the
a little
pin.
bit tougher. 15 under par second, 14 unders tied third, 13s 12. So I mean, that's not like super low, super low, super low scoring. That's kind of achievable. So I imagine whether the wind's difficult or the course. It doesn't seem too bad, but obviously people are struggling a little bit. Scores been down. We play this with a little bit of de-loft. Catch it with a fast, but that might help us a little
I
bit.
think this might need
Oh,
to
sit
sit.
down ball. Bite!
I'm having
Not bad.
that. And about 14
I think the
feet to
greens
go.
are difficult. I think there's not really. I mean, I've had like some easy putts, but there seems to always be a little bit of slope in the greens, which I think probably is making it difficult.
Well, the putt appears
I'll
to be
stay up.
online.
Nah, it's no side. Never up, never in.
Just, yeah, a little too much on there. 5-foot putt here. This putt's good so far. That's in
So
there
we get
for par.
a par for the opening back nine.
Sitting at 6
A
under
couple
par
opportunities
after
coming up in
that
par
one.
fives. So really, I think par fives is really where you need to be making that kind of springboard moment, like good eagle chances, but definite birdies.
Okay, the wind's blowing on this one, right to left.
So this one is a reasonably short par five. Gonna aim over here, let it rip. So I don't know what club
Well, that
choice.
tee
I
shot
may
looks
go
like it'll
back to
do.
the gold clubs. Maybe even silver, because really, you know, off the tee, even with a
This
silver
one's
driver,
around
you're getting a decent
185
distance.
yards to the pin.
It's a difficult shot. Not a lot of green to play with. It's difficult. Difficult. Catch her fast.
Come on, get right.
Yeah, probably would have been always long, but
This is what our third shot's looking like.
a little bit of a struggle at the moment. Come on. Yeah, it's not a bad chip, but it's
Oh, nice
ballpark,
little
but
chip
really,
there.
it's not that good.
All right, let's sink this for birdie and peace out. What do you say? Great work. That's your 5th birdie today.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot it's a par 5. I thought that was for par there for a second. I do that all the time.
Okay, that's 7 under par for the moment.
But that is a birdie. So we are playing in pro settings, which is not what they play in TGC Tours. They play with the master setting.
And
So our
teeing it up
performance
now on the
is
12th.
not really what it should be. Which is why I played with an open society. Again,
I think
it's
you're
a great
gonna
fast,
wind
but
up in the fairway
it
off the tee
might.
here.
It's going to catch this bounce. Just rolls into the heavy.
Sorry, we ended up in the rough. Setting up here in the deep stuff.
I don't think we're going to reach. So these are back-to-back par 5s. Nah, there's not a hope in hell of getting up there. It's way too thick. Just smashing it up there. I mean, probably we could have left a good number.
Well,
Probably
I'm
in
just glad
TGC
to be
Tours round, I
out of
think
the deep
I'd maybe
stuff.
back
This
up
is
some,
good.
not like
This is our
this
third
kind of
shot.
club, although I'm probably going to have to play the I still don't really like the pitch shot. Still a little bit. I'm not really. It's not a shot that I favour. To be honest, I mean, it's a really. Once you master it, it's
Was
quite
well
a deadly
played.
shot, but.
All right, here we go. This one's for birdie.
So we get
Shaping
another
up
birdie
out
from
here.
that.
That's birdie number 6 on the day. And after that one, you are at 8 under par.
So 3 under par. So I said the leaders were. What did I say the leaders were? 18 under?
Stepping on to a
And
par
what,
4
15
hole on
unders?
this one.
So. Again, we really should be playing better, playing pro settings, but.
Wow, powerful
It's not a
stuff,
bad tee
my
shot. I
friend.
quite like hitting the grey fast tee shot, to be honest.
And this one's around 110 yards to the pin.
This should be pretty good. I think if we hit this full, like more than 100%, it should be pretty bang on. Judge the wind. I sometimes misjudge the wind quite a lot. Oh, that's all. It's perfect, but I let go of the stick a little bit.
This one's looking good.
I thought it was going to be a red slow. Oh, get in the hole. Oh, just another wee
And
hop.
yet another green in regulation for you.
And a little hop that was in.
Okay, let's finish up. And tapping in for a birdie. Well
So we'll
done.
get another birdie. That's what, 4 in a row? 3 in a row, sorry. So we
Your
moved to
score's
9
currently
under.
9 under par.
We're not going to win the society event. I think that was off the cards at the first tee box. South Stand has finished 19 under, so you'd have to go like, well, that's probably impossible. We'd have to birdie an eagle
Wind's picking up out
our
there. We
way
got a
in,
headwind on
which I
this
don't
hole.
think is possible. 17 down, so it's playing 6 off that 169. The wind takes that really back up to 179. We'll hit this. We'll probably hit this full, as in like 103, 104%. I don't think we've got the wind right in terms of sideways. Oh, that's a. Oh, get in the hole. Get in the hole. Go! Oh, that's a really
What in the world?
good bounce.
Oh, that was almost a hole in one. That was almost in. and
Perfect.
For some reason, it didn't drop. Oh,
It's one of
we'll
those
look into
lucky
that.
kind of moments you get where you kind of potential hit
Sitting
a
at
bad
10
tee
under
shot. It's not
after that one.
bad. It's not like terrible, but it's not going to be where you want it to be. But then you get that really lucky bounce that pulls you in towards the hole. So 10 under par.
And teeing up now on the 15th hole.
It's quite a nice course. There's nothing really like super complicated. It kind of reminds me. It's like a basic course. Get up. Oh, nice. There's nothing really overly fancy. But it's
Good job.
effective. Okay, downhill. 95, so that's like 88 basically. Down slope. The wind's kind of in our face a little bit. This is quite difficult actually. I think we're going to have to really deal off this quite a bit. And now we judge the distance.
Well, this one might be a little bit long, but let's see
it's
what happens.
perfect. Whoa, sit! I really need to get out in the practice
Oh,
range
yeah,
and
that's
find
gonna
out
do
what
just nicely.
de-waft, full de-waft
one's
and
just
full
a
waft,
three-footer.
what it gives me. Because I've got the silver lob wedge, I kind of have a big gap
Way to
between
grab
that
that
and
birdie.
my gap wedge. But I can basically de-waft and waft one or the other,
11
so I
under
get
for the
that
round.
kind of in-between shot. So another birdie. We're not going to catch South Stand. He's away. He's gone.
All right, pop a nice one out in the fairway on this one.
But very, very typical of my first round of the day. The front nines are always a bit dodgy.
And if you
Now we
want to
start
chase
to come
down
good
the
in the
people on
back
the
nine.
top of the leaderboard, you're going to have to make a move soon. Let's get a birdie, see what we can do from there.
Which is one of the reasons why I have my society. I like to play the Pro-Am
Take
Monday,
those all day.
Tuesdays, the TGC
And
Tours
this one's
course.
about
And
125
it just
yards
gives you a
out.
little insight into it. Alright, the wind's going to move this. Soap's going to move it. Probably just hit this. I think it's going to bleed off a bit of distance in that wind. Okay, we hit a fast, which is holding up a little
Use a
bit.
bit of a kick to the right.
Probably really didn't need that. It drops off the green. Yeah, it's going to go off the green.
Well, you can't hit all the
Probably would
greens.
have been not a bad shot if it held off that slope. It might have been
And this
decent.
is your third shot.
Yeah, there's a big slope. A lot bigger than what you think. Again, possible chip in here. Not hitting a full chip. Oh, just good pace. Just
Hey,
did
I'm
enough
liking that one. Nice,
speed in
nice
it to
chip.
get to the hole and just
Wouldn't that be
trickle
nice
by.
to save par on this
So
one?
we save the part.
Good stroke.
That ends the birdie streak that we had. 2 holes to go, par 3 and
And
a
after
par
that
4.
one, it's 11 under par for you.
But again, we're playing pro settings, we're not playing master, so it's a little bit of a false economy here. I try and just keep the tempo
now on the
nice.
17th.
Right, 143 to the pin, 10, so that's about 140. Wind, it's probably going to be near the 147. It's a bit of a, I've got a little bit of a, between my 9 iron and my pitching wedge, it's quite a sizable gap. Okay, I'm just going to deal off that a touch. Come on. Be the club.
Well, it's heading in the right direction.
Just a little bit strong. It's not bad. I did hit it over the percentage, but
Approach shot
kind of
worked
thinking
out
like
just
almost
fine.
like when I started to swing,
You could go
I
to
want to hit this
12
full. I keep it
under
within a
with this
like the 100% range. Uh, 14 foot's quite a good putt, quite level. Come on, turn.
Just
Actually, not a
going
bad putt.
right by
It
the
did
hole.
finish. It did go
This one's
behind
for
the hole,
par.
kind of thing.
Okay, next hole coming up.
Should really have made that putt. So another putt keeps us
And
at
we're currently
11 under.
sitting at 11 under.
So the final hole, par 4.
Wind is blowing left to right.
Quite a long par 4 as well. Difficult off the tee. I really don't want to be hitting anything to it. Although a grey fast would be... oh my goodness, hiccups. A grey fast would be okay in that wind,
Let's see if we can
which we do
grab
get.
ourselves an
but that
eagle
should be
or
just
birdie,
fine.
something under par on this one. Need to make a move soon if you want to stay competitive in
I
this
tend to
event.
favour a fast, so I tend to really kind of have my shots with the potential if it is fast,
About
it's still going to be okay.
195 yards to that pin from here.
Right, 195. That's 194 is probably pretty good. I feel the wind. I want to deal off just a touch. You get this wind judged. Hit it within itself. Come on. Oh, that's pretty decent. If it just bounces a little, if it rolls a little, it should be good. Yeah, just lost it a little bit in the. I still seem to misjudge the wind
Nothing wrong with that. Safely on
direction,
the green.
left to right. I tend to misjudge it a
Just
little
left
bit.
for a final score of 65.
But we've got a good chance here. Very slight break. Probably just left edge. It's, I was going to say it's quite firm. It was.
and
It,
the putt
was
drop.
going to
Let's head on
not too
over
fast, but
to the 19th hole.
so we make a birdie at the last hole, 12 under par. That would be pretty decent in TGC tours. That's going to put us. In fact, let's just see where that puts us.
12 under on the scorecard when it's all said and done. Nice job.
That would put us
And that's gonna do it
tied
for us here today.
13th, which is
Thank you
reasonable.
So much for the round of golf.
So
Hopefully you did too.
South Stand is 19 under par. Take it 390 plus 2. He was plus 2 today, so he was even par. South Stand went. What was he? 9 under. He was 10 under par first round. Reasonably happy with 12 under par. I think we missed a lot of shots. The front 9 was a bit of a train wreck. Didn't really get anything in the front 9, so pretty happy though. Kind of sets us up for TGC tours, which I probably will record today. I'll do the first round today. Might even do the second round today. I don't know. I'm off tomorrow, so I probably really don't need to. But South Stand looks as if he's maybe going to win this. But yeah, I mean, I was going to say I could talk about EA Sports announcement while I've got a little bit of time. It's kind of buried in this video. It's like a kind of Easter egg. So, my take on EA Sports, the last game that they brought out was Rory McIlroy, which was 2015. I played a lot of McIlroy. I thought it was a decent-ish game. It wasn't perfect, but they did put a lot of they brought out a lot of courses as DLC, and by the end of it, it was an okay game. It wasn't like, it wasn't the best game on the planet, I don't think. But they pulled it from the store 2018, so you're talking about 3 years since they pulled it. But the interesting thing about EA Sports is how long have they been working on a game behind closed doors? Because I think EA Sports lost the contract for the PGA Tour license, and probably what they did was they didn't invest at the time in getting the license renewed because maybe they were just needing a change of direction. I thought that they'd moved um, out of the actual golf digital game, but it appears that they haven't. And maybe they've just went away and said, right, look, let's just sit back, see what happens. Obviously, the golf club was running. It's now called 2K. Have taken over, so things have changed in that aspect. So maybe they were just looking to see how the game developed, and maybe they're kind of saying, you know what, we can get back in this. The question I've got is, would the PGA Tour give 2 licenses to 2 games, or would they have a PGA Tour license for 1 game only? Does that mean that 2K don't have the license? Maybe they've got it this year, so is there going to be another 2K game coming out this year while they've still got the license? Or, are they going to run both games licensed PGA Tour copies? I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if the PGA Tour would even do that. Is it only going to be, as EA Sports put all their chips in, got the license from a certain date? If they maybe bought the license from 2022 onwards. I mean, you just don't know these things. But and they've also got the contract for, I think, Dustin Johnson, Rory McIlroy. I'm trying to think the other players that they had. There's certain players that are in this. I'm trying to think if Ian Poulter was in EA Sports. But it's kind of interesting how they're going to do it. But they've also got the PGA Tour backing, which I think is actually quite an interesting thing. And obviously, Tiger Woods getting announced for 2K, it was almost as if 2K knew that EA Sports were going to announce this, and they kind of had to sort of, back it up with something. Like, yeah, we've got Tiger Woods, but does that mean that 2K don't have the license for PGA Tour? That's the biggest. That kind of hinges quite a lot, because having the actual official PGA Tour license is quite a big thing in a golf game. The branding itself is quite unique. So that'll be interesting to see. The other thing with EA Sports, and this is probably, I mean, this could be a game changer. If, and it's a big if, would EA Sports put a course editor in the game? Because for me, one of the biggest things about TGC, or the golf club as it was known earlier, HB Studios, now it's 2K. The biggest thing with that franchise game has been the course editor. The course editor is something that just It makes a golf game just completely unique. I mean, I can go on. I could probably even while I commentate, I could go into the editor, make up an 18-hole golf course in like in 2 minutes, and post it. Albeit it's not going to be a great course. It's going to be semi-playable. But the fact that you can actually do that and put a course up means that there's just an infinite amount of courses that are available. And I think that's the thing where EA Sports, if they go down the road of having a certain amount of courses in the game, possibly even have DLC. Now, whether that DLC is paid for or you have to earn it through coins earned in the game, or I don't know how they would do it. But I think having like a core base course editor in a game is just fantastic. I mean, the courses in this game is to me is really what makes this game really stand out. So I just wonder if EA Sports would go down the course editor route, because it really does bring a lot more to the game, and it makes the game more accessible as well. There's just people can make some really great courses. Um, I mean, I don't even know if the course we just played is an actual proper course, but somebody's made that. It was great to play. It's it's pleasing to the eye, and there's just hundreds and thousands of golf courses on this game that are like that. So, as I say, EA Sports they've kind of they're kind of like ready to serve up, and whether it's like an ace or whether it's a return volley to the back court and how they deal with it, then it'll be interesting to see. But a couple of points there. Can they run, or would the PGA Tour give out a license to both games, or is it going to be one game gets the license and the other game doesn't? And if so, and also, would EA consider a course editor? Um, and it'll be interesting to see how EA Sports do the swing, because I feel that a lot of people complain in this game about swing tempo issues. In my honest opinion, I think this game has got the swing. I mean, I'm tempted to say perfect. I think sometimes when you're on it, it's a very good game. It's when you're on that, when you're in that groove, and you're hitting perfects, or you're hitting maybe just a slight grey fast, but you know you're hitting it, and the tempo's there. It's a fantastic game. When the tempo's off and you're struggling, people do get frustrated, and I think people kind of say, "Oh, I don't like this game because the tempo's rubbish." But to be honest, I think the tempo's perfect, and I think the balance of the game is really good. Uh, I mean, what I often say is you're standing like perfect. The perfect scenario, I've probably said this a few times, is like Sawgrass. I mean, Sawgrass, you've got the 16th where you've got the water in the right hand side, 17th it's all around, and then the 18th, you've got it down the left hand side. So there's a perfect scenario of, if I'm on the 16th, I'm hitting my approach, I cannot hit a slow. Even just a grey slow could really be in the water. If you hit a red slow, that's it. You're in the water. Game over. And the same with the 17th hole. Red fast, red slow. You cannot hit that type of shot at that hole, and that's pressure, and that can happen. If you're really swinging, you could have a fantastic round, get to the 17th hole, and then just hit a red slow, and that's it. Your round, it's not ruined, but you might have ruined your chances of winning the tournament. And I think that in golf is very hard to sort of encapsulate that into a swing meter, and have it so that it's fair, but it's plausible. And that's the thing. That's where I think a lot of people have walked away from the game. I can, off the top of my head, I know a couple of guys that probably did play the game, online streaming, YouTube videos, whatever, and they don't play it anymore. And they don't play it because the tempo was all over the place. But that once you get it, it's just it's there's something about standing in a tee box knowing that you need to hit a perfect or maybe even just a slight grey fast. Even maybe a grey slow could be dangerous. You know, it could be touch and go whether it's actually going to make it to the green. I mean, I just think that's just. I mean, that's golf. That's what you need. That's where they've got it right. I think. So it'll be interesting to see how EA Sports how they develop it because the last I thought PGA Tour Rory McIlroy was I think it was too easy on the analog sticks. In fact, I played 5 seasons of Rory McIlroy, and I loved it. I thought it was a great game, but I thought the way I swing with the cradle grip technique, that the analog swing was just it was way too easy. I just found it to be just too easy to hit the shot that I wanted. And towards the end, I actually started playing the 3 click system, which is basically just press the button to start the swing, press the button to set the power, and then press the button for the actual like the perfect swing indicator. And that totally changed that game. That made it really quite interesting, especially on the hard swing setting. But I just felt the analog stick swing in that game was way too easy. But I think this game's got it pretty much, perfect. If perfect exists, probably people will say that it's not perfect. But I think it's pretty much there where it needs to be. So I've rambled on quite a bit. Whether that made any sense, because that was all just ad lib. I probably will put it in the description that if you go to the end of the video, I've got my EA Sports. I was going to make a separate video, but I'm not really that kind of channel. I know there's people that get that kind of information up as quick as can be. I'm not really too worried about it. I'm more just interested in the long term future of golf in the digital platform. So, but yeah, I mean it's going to be interesting to see what details come out over the next few months, year, whatever, and how close they are to actually like having gameplay even. So anyway, folks, that was a bit long winded. So next tournament coming up, I believe, is I've got Highlands 2K21. This is like I think it's like a kind of fantasy course. I just like the preview sort of picture. It looks kind of interesting. I'm actually leaning over because of the shadows on my screen. But you've got like a big viaduct there, so at the moment that's a go for that course. And then we have the Valero Texas Open, which is at TPC San Antonio. That's the weekend tournament. But anyway, folks, take care, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.